can you beat Final Fantasy VII with no gil whatsoever? I'm afraid that's a big fat no. Mandatory spending. So, fail. So, this is a minimum gil playthrough. First thing to note is when you go to Wall Market to dress Cloud as a woman, you can use only 2 pieces, and the 2 mandatory pieces you can get for free. That is the dress and the wig. To get the dress, you talk to the dress shop counter and they ask you to talk to their dad. Talk to the dad. He gets inspired to make a dress for Cloud. Then you go to the gym and do a squatting contest for the wig. You can get both of these for free, and that's the minimum amount you required to progress the game. When you get flushed down into the sewers, make sure you picked up the steel materia. You cannot buy new materia, so this is very important to pick up all the materia you can find. Then you need to get to where Barret is. In order to do that, you need to climb Wall Market, or more specifically, the wall behind it. And, well, suffice to say, hello, I refurbished these batteries, and even though they have no other point or purpose, I'm gonna charge you 100 gil for all 3 of them each. So that's 300 gil in all. Stingy people seem to be apparent in these games, huh?
Yeah. Is that something we should be concerned about, or?
Let's just let it go for now.
Okay.
Progress the game normally, and then, when you reach Shinra Building, you're gonna do some stealing. And here's what you want to steal and from what. Moth slashers. You want to steal carbon bangles from them. And you want to steal 8 of them. This is 1 for each party member. For future party members as well. Pretty simple, right? This is the best armor we can get at this point of the game. And we can get it for free. So yay! You'll also want to steal a heart edge from a soldier third. And yes, that's the actual name in this game. Don't ask me why it's just third. It's obviously third class, but they just added third without the class. So, yeah. Anyway, this is a weapon for Cloud. Now, you can get a free elemental materia in the building. All you have to do is talk to the mayor. And he will give you an elemental materia if you guess his password the very first try. And here's the trick to learn it. This is the mayor's floor. Now, you see the bookshelf that's highlighted? That green bookshelf in the middle with the blue floor. You interact with it on the left side. It'll give you a report. That report is the key to finding out what the password is. 2 economic report is best. 1, result of a failed space mission is king. 1, breakdown of soldier is bomb. And 10, new plans is Mako. By talking to the mayor with the knowledge of one of them gives you the elemental materia. You can also obtain an all materia in the next floor. All you have to do is do the coupon puzzles. You can get a lot of items. You can get free items here. But you want to focus on the C coupon. You can get the other 2 coupons for the other items as well. But an all materia will help later, especially with a healing materia. Make your way to this room. This is where the C coupon is. You can look up how to get all the others, but this is the most important one. Now, continue the game all the way to Junon, and it should be note that you can do Fort Condor without needing to spend money. All you have to do is not hire any units, let the enemy get to the cabin, and you'll be forced to fight them. By fighting them, you can save money and basically do that whole thing, which is important later on in the game. I should also note, as I'm recording this, I am currently doing my very first playthrough of Final Fantasy Rebirth, and oh my god, I love what they did with Fort Condor in this. They turned a side area into a straight up board game. And it's all polygonal and everything. I just loved it. I was laughing my butt off at this point. It was amazing.
Okay, so what next? Are we... What's going on? What is happening? What is this?
This is not a drill, Gabro. I made a mistake here that made me consider restarting the playthrough at this point. This mini-game, you get rewards based on how well you do. And those rewards are 0 to 50 for silver glasses, 60 to 90 and HP plus materia, 100 and over for Force Stealer, which is a weapon for Cloud with double materia growth. I opted to get the Force Stealer. However, the biggest problem is I should have gone for the HP plus materia. The reason for that is simple. This is the only HP plus materia you can get in the entire game for no gil cost. Meaning, you only have one chance of getting an HP plus materia in the entire game if you're limited yourself with no gil. Okay, with that out of the way, let's continue on with the game until we get to the Gold Saucer. Hey, that's 3,000 gil for admission. Ugh, of course.
Is there any way around this?
No, there is not.
Damn.
Well, proceed to Nibelheim and then recruit yourself Vincent. The code to the safe is right 36, left 10, right 59, right 97. What you do there is you move the number to the right up till 36, press X, then move it back to the left to 10, and then keep going right for 59 and keep going in that direction until you hit 97. Pretty simple, but you've got like a 30-second time limit to get the key, so it's kind of a pain. In Mount Nebel, find dragons and steal gold armlets from them. This is an upgrade for your bangles. And then it's time to go back to the Gold Saucer. 3,000 gil for admission.
Is there a way to, like, not have to pay admission?
Yeah, you can get the lifetime pass, but that's 10 times the price of one admission.
Oh. Do we have to come back here for anything else?
No, we do not. It's not mandatory.
Oh. Okay.
Continue the game as normal, all the way until... oh boy. Well, time for Bone Village.
Great. Even I know about this one. You gotta pay researchers to do stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be annoying, but wait. Hang on a second. You don't think we can detonate without hiring researchers, do you?
I don't know.
You dig here. Dig here. You don't need to hire researchers. You just dig here. In the Temple of the Ancients, pick up all the items you can find. Most importantly, the Luck Plus materia, Morph materia, Nail Bat, and Ribbon. Nail Bat is just going to be good for the Wutai event. Now, we got to keep going through the game, get through everything until we do all the reactor stuff. And get the giant materia. And, as said before, you don't need to spend gil for Fort Condor. Which is good, because this one's inferior to the Rebirth one. Proceed through the game as normal, and head back to Junon for the underwater reactor. You want to take the elevator up? You gotta bribe me 10 gil. Fine.
Wait. Didn't we get to Junon last time with the dolphin? Well, Wait. Why can't we do it this time? What happened to the dolphin?
Oh my god, what did happen to the dolphin? Oh god. Okay, I was approaching the end of the game. I don't have any HP plus materia. I've gone this far. I just need a freaking plan. Something to get me through the end game. Something I can do. A strategy. An amazing tactic. Or... Alright. That'll do it. I got a plan for the end game now. I went to the Sunken Galenka, grabbed the conformer for Yuffie. That's her ultimate weapon. Major warning, do not get anywhere near max level. This is the reason why I'm using the W item glitch. Using that glitch, I can get characters to maximum freaking strength, making them deal 9,999 damage a roll. My reason for doing this and not doing anything with reaching max level is because of the final boss. This is Safer Sephiroth. These are his stats. Reason for this? And when you see the stats at the end, you notice that there's a high amount to the side. And that's because of this nonsense. For each character you got at level 99, his stats shoot up. It's ridiculous. Now, that is it. That is the reason. The only other notes I have are you need to get, if you got that free enemy skill materias, use the manipulate materia you get from Cait Sith, and that's for free, to learn White Wind and Mighty Guard. Those are basically the best support you can get. Have your team consist of Cloud, Yuffie, and Barret. Yuffie and Barret have level 3 overdrives that deal multiple hits. Now, if you maxed out their strength with the W item glitch to morph enemies into power sources, that will be essentially each hit being 9,999 damage. So multiple hits, which is amazing. Cloud will be support. Give him the healing materia, give him an enemy skill materia, but also equip the other two with enemy skill materials as well. Better to have 3 characters with healing and support where you don't need it, than rather with one where you desperately need it. And now the final tally. 300 for batteries, 3,000 for each entry to the gold saucer, and 10 for the bribe to get the Junon elevator. Other than that, everything else is done without Gil. So this is the minimum amount you can get. You need to spend, which is pretty interesting. It makes you think when you look through these games on the minimum amount you actually need to spend on Gil. It adds a challenge, but it also gives you insight on how the game works. And that's it. That is Final Fantasy VII with minimum Gil. I hope you enjoy it. And thank you for watching. And let me know if you want to try this yourself. And if you make a video on it, I'd love to see it. I'd love to know what tactics you would do. What strategies you come up with. And yeah. I'll catch you next time. Have a good one, everyone.